Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're going to adjust this a little bit. I really haven't paid much attention this morning. How are you all? Man, it has been a struggle for me for the last couple days. A lot of, again, old tapes coming up. Made the effort to get out to a group yesterday, and while it was lovely, it was not lovely inside of me. And, things happened before I left, and I was focusing on a lot of old stuff. And truthfully, it was old stuff that I really didn't even know was present. And when I got up this morning, still very heavy, very feeling hopeless, feeling, maybe the energy of the collective. But the truth is, this is just stuff that I need to work through and deal with. Again, patterns. And, we all get there at times. And, I'm a good runner. Many times I just want to run away a lot of times. And this is kind of where I've been. And this morning I woke up and kind of went, I don't know if I want to do this reading. I don't really feel like doing anything today. I just kind of want to sit and cry. And, but I always want to do these readings. And so I thought, this is a real one. Let's just flow today. Great morning to you too, Susan. It's a choice. And I'm lighter than I was earlier, but man, I was having a hard time, raising, and still I'm struggling, raising my vibration, bringing it to a place where I am less burdened by the way things are going inside me. And so, excuse me, my nose decided to run. And I haven't looked at any of the cards. I really don't have a theme. There is no theme today. And so, well, the first card coming up is Opening to Love. And kind of what started this was an interaction with the man I have been married to for 43 years, and, repeating patterns with us. And it made me actually very aware of something that had been going on for 43 years. And how tired I was of working to counteract his very serious energy. And a couple months ago, I'd gone to this chiropractor who does some energy work too. And he told me, interestingly enough, that what he thought I was holding in my left hip was resentment. And that really, really surprised me, because it was like, I'm really not one. I don't have a lot of resentment in my life. I don't hold a lot of resentment, but I filed it. It's like, he said that. We'll just see how it plays out. And when we entered into this dialogue about an upcoming event, I realized all the energy that I've had to expend over the years to keep a higher vibration, to find some joy, to manufacture happiness where there isn't any, and how much I now resented it, because this has actually happened when I was a child too, having to make really crappy situations better. Pollyanna, that's what we do. And man, Pollyanna's tired. I remembered back to this Christmas where the roads over the Donner Summit were closed to snow. And so my sister and I gathered up her kids, got a train ticket, and rode over Donner Summit because our parents lived there in Truckee. And oh my gosh, how magical it looked, how beautiful. 2.5 feet of snow on the trees as we go by over this summit, and then get out to my parents' house, and there's no electricity. And it was like, this is going to be so magical. We can light candles. It'll be wonderful. And oh no, my father, all he could see was how awful things were and just grumpy and ugh. And he ruined it, this magical Christmas. And so I left. I went to a friend's house and just went, I'm so not staying here. and how these patterns have repeated. And just now in my later years, beginning to see patterns and remembering that is a lifetime of learning. And so now I've been releasing this energy of resentment, but man, it's way denser than I understood. And that's kind of, I woke up just heavy, heavy this morning, not wanting to play, not wanting to do anything. And so we now have the card open to love. I couldn't even really find the space of love to get to that heart swelling feeling, because everything, every person I thought about had this caveat to it. Truly, I honestly, this morning I didn't go to the births of my granddaughters because there's no caveats there. It was a gift my daughters gave me. I got to hold those new lives, and that was lovely, but I couldn't even find that earlier this morning. And so the next card we have open to love, and the next card is to be fair. Now, the being fair, what this card, I'll look it up because this isn't a deck that I use very often for some reason. And but my interpretation of this is that it really is time to be fair about what it's taken for so many years to buoy the energy of my partner, to try to bring them back to a place of joy. And this was about the camping trip we've taken for many years with our kids. And it's always a question mark if we're going to get one of the two sites that we prefer up in the mountains, because it's not a campground, not how I prefer to camp, and not how he prefers to camp either. And it's always dicey. You know, we never know if we're going to get it. And if we don't get one of those two, we're going to have to find something else and lead our kids, because we have no communication with them, lead our kids to where we are. It has never failed in all the years, probably with our kids being grown, probably the last 12 years. We have never not connected. And we really have gotten one of those campsites both every time. But every year he goes into this panic that we're not going to connect and it's not going to happen. And it's just like, oh my God. And so it ruins the beginning of the adventure, and his energy is very prickly until the kids get there. It got to the point yesterday, you know, where I just went, I don't even want to go on this camping trip now because it is already ruined for me. To be fair is looking at what it's cost me through the years and feeling the resentment that is present about this process. So let's see. To me, that's being fair, because again, Pollyanna will go, well, you know, it's what his dad did. Every single good time we have had, and I kid you not, there is some fit of some kind before each one that he goes into. And this is, and then he gets over it. And it's, you know, the residue is on me, and I have to manufacture and work my energy to get up. And to be fair, to me, it is acknowledging what it's cost. It is necessary to be fair to me, to give me the grace. It is necessary to give you the grace of what things have cost you. And not, I mean, we can sit and spin here, and I'm going to sit in this energy today and just work through it, because it's requiring that, and layer after layer. Life offers experience. This is her interpretation, Colette Baron Reed. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being, between ease and challenge, between happy and sad. And sometimes these are bigger. And this one is a big one, because it is an energy that I've had to expend my whole life. And, you know, as it gets, as I'm tired. And it's like, how much more do I want to put out here? Maybe just staying home. The truth is, and this won't happen, because I'm not, I guess if I really wanted it to happen, I would make it happen. I would just as soon go without him. let him stay home where he's comfortable in his lair here. But it's, it's not something he's ever going to let happen because, of course, I could get murdered up there. That's always his thing. I don't know that I'm going to go. We will see. The next card that came up is from the messenger. See yourself in nature. Maybe that is the message to go. See myself in that place. And the thing is he used to love doing this. I mean, when we met, that was what I thought, I thought I was getting not my dad who had no joy and no ability. And I get it. Very injured, both of them. My husband has definitely moved to that place. And it takes him a couple days to remember how much he likes to be outside. But again, I'm tired. It's like, do I have to continually manufacture and wait for him to come into this space with me? Grand Rising, Jonathan. I'm afraid this probably isn't the highest vibe reading I've done, but it is definitely an authentic one. The next card that comes up is Broken Heart. And I went into that yesterday too, as I started working on the healing process, the energies around this, because when joy is stolen or dampened continually, it's a heartbreaking thing. And, again, they both, my father, my husband, both had heartbreaking things happen in their lives that they both, because they didn't know better. My husband knows better. He's choosing differently, but they will do nothing to shift that, to heal that, to work that. My father also didn't know how. I didn't know how to help him. He wouldn't have listened to me anyway, as does not my husband. He trusts that I am just amazing, but if anybody else does the kind of things I do, they're crazy. So you can take it from there that he thinks I'm old crazy, which is fine. It's not the issue. It's just that he's not going to do this. This is my work. This is not his thing. And so authenticity is, yeah, I'm sure there are other people out there journeying with this, Jonathan, and maybe that's it. The volcano, volatility. So is this a prediction? Maybe. Maybe this is a time of disruption. Again, I've spent a lot of time changing the reality of what was in front of me in order to make it palatable. A lot of energy trying to create a happy, lighthearted situation where there's not any. Obviously, this is very, very up for me now, very real for me. And as we all get, I'm very tired. And it's the great one, embracing the future. Because right now, Pollyanna is pretty beaten up. And the future is like not very joyful looking from my perspective right now. Do I know this will change? Yes. And the truth is we do have to feel all of our feels in order to heal them. And Pollyanna can be a runner. She is like, oh, this isn't comfortable. I'm going to create it to be something different. I'm going to create it, or just kind of gloss over it, pack it down. And the resentment that has been packed down inside of me is coming up. The years of resentment that I didn't acknowledge or even recognize. Diane says, my husband always seemed joyful and fun, but after he died, I found how deeply he was depressed and hiding it. Yeah, apparently he was Pollyanna. What would be the male form of Pollyanna? I don't know. Just Pollyanna in the male form. Jonathan says, the big, beautiful bill passed, so there would definitely be some volatile energy coming up. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Yeah, and there is that collective energy that we, the readers, the energy workers, I mean, everybody is reading it, feeling it. Those of us who, are focused on energy may have more impact. I do know that this is not just mine, but I also know that what I can do is me. That is what I can do. I can't do you all. I can't fix things for you, but I can work on mine, which means I need to do the healing work Oh yeah, Pollyanna, thank you. Maybe Peter Pan is the masculine of Pollyanna. I can do my work, I can heal, I can release, and that's what today and probably tomorrow will be. Um, and I can create within me again that place of peace and flow. Definitely have to get out in nature, and this place is one of my favorite places to go, which is why we go. Um, and that is a sticking point with my husband, in that we could go to a campground, which, mind you, he hates, does not want to camp in campgrounds any more than I do. And so I pointed that out to him, and he couldn't deny that. It was like it was just his pattern of of having to have this moment before we have any enjoyment of vitriol, of dissension, of everything bad. It's kind of like, and I understand, I don't really know why it has to happen, but my husband can do anything. He's an incredibly talented man who has just made something lovely out of almost nothing throughout our marriage. But it's like he has to do that. He doesn't deserve the fun. So he creates this horribleness before we go. And then he lets it go because that's the nature of who he is. And then he can then enjoy himself. It's like he has to overcome something before he's allowed to have enjoyment. And unfortunately, then it puts me in a place where I have in the past held on to things. And I've decided here in the last, I don't know, amount of time to let go of things more quickly. But this time it wasn't the letting go of it, was the recognition of what was present and how much in me I did resent the fact that I had to work so hard to have any joy in life. And I've had to my whole life. So Pollyanna's rethinking things. She's relooking at her life, how she's traveled it, what it's cost, and doing the healing work. And that's really the key here, is to do the healing work that is available to us, whatever that looks like. Volatility came up again. I reshuffled the cards. So be aware. Again, I can't change that this is going to come up. What I can change is my energy. What I can adjust is my energy and what I'm sharing with the world. That will either add to the prickliness and the sharp edges of this volatility, or it will help soften them. The same with you. All we can do is us. I can't do you. You can't do me. So the second to the last card is this one. The fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. And this came up in reverse. The fifth chakra is the throat chakra. And this is in reverse saying, this probably isn't a time for you to shout out your beliefs, your, what you think is happening in this big picture of the world, all of that. This is a time to consider and to do you. I see posts that differ in what I believe is happening in the world. I'm not going to change their mind, and it is not going to put out the energy that I want to put out into the world, which is a higher vibrational energy. One of the reasons I need not to, particularly right now, is snap or react in with my philosophy, my belief about what's going on, is because it's going to bring more of the energy I do not want in the world, which is dissension, which is argumentativeness, and which isn't going to shift. So it is, again, basically a message for us to do us. That is what is up right now. Us to tend to us, to heal ourselves, be open, willing, and ready to be guided into how to heal whatever is coming up in you. And Elizabeth said she's walking on her friend's 40 acres with your dogs. Yeah, I will be taking my dogs to swim. My big dog, Jack, I walked him 4 miles on the 4th, swam him a bunch, and now he's limping. I don't know if it was a Frisbee thing we did, because he's just a big guy. So I didn't walk him yesterday. Besides, I wasn't home. I'm going to go swim them today. I don't think I'm going to walk them much. No place like home. This came in upright. Home is you. Home is the inner part of you. Home is that truth of who you are and what you're doing here. And that's where we want to go right now. Go home, go to your inner self. Don't look for others to rescue you from whatever is coming up for you, but definitely connect with your spiritual guides, your angels, your companions, your higher power. Open, willing, ready, guide me, and keep allowing whatever comes up for you. Bert, it is, those of us who are, Bert says that's a hard one to do us because we've always watched out for others. It is a challenge when we're the healers, the fixers, the ones that make things happen. But here's the truth, Bert. As we are just energy vibrating in the world and sharing with anyone we come in contact with, we are all sharing energy now. If we keep sharing this lower vibrational fear, distrust, hate, vitriol, division, all of that, which is inside us with all that's going on in the world, then we're creating more of what we do not want to see in the world. When we go to the inward and really look at what is coming up, I know, Bert, for you, there's a huge layer of grief. She lost her son last year, and it's a huge layer of grief, and more than likely other things. Let them come up to look at. Ask God, creator of the universe, to help you shed this layer of that energy. What I know is this resentment has gone in my entire lifetime and past lives. And I brought this in. My father had a lot of resentment, and with good reason. I agreed to bring it in. So now I do the work to release it. But until we know it's present, which is what came up yesterday, we can't release it. I mean, like I said, this healer told me this is present, this resentment. It was like, really? I'm a pretty grateful person. I really don't have any resentment. And then yesterday, whoa, it was like, yeah, got a lot of resentment here, and with good reason. But it's not, I can justify it all I want. That's what the victim does. The victim wants you to know how rough life has been, but they don't want to do anything about it because they get more from your petting, from your feeling sorry for them. No, I'm not the victim. I will feel through this, and I will let layer after layer go as it comes up. And I will be up in the mountains because apparently nature is where I need to be, and that's the most natural place I can be. I will soothe over the edges, and I'm going to use my voice more. Again, a lot of swallowing has happened in order to the go along to get along, to make it better within myself. And I'm done letting people just vomit their stuff on me and me not responding. And so it's time for us to do our own work. It's always been time, but now it's even more important because, again, we can't change the fact that we're sharing energy with every single person we come in contact with, far or near. But what I can change is the type of energy I'm sharing. Right now, today, I'm probably not gonna reach out too much to anybody. I'm going to water my plants. I'm going to enjoy my dogs. I'm going to get ready to go camping and enjoy. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that more than you will know. Maybe you will know, but I incredibly, wonderfully appreciate that offer. So what is it you're doing for you? How do you get to heal yourself? Maybe that means an energy worker to come along that can do for you what needs to be done. And maybe it just needs a choice to heal regularly, and tools will come up. I think we are complete for this 7-7 portal. I didn't even mention that, but the veil is thinner right now. Portals are always that. And here's another interesting aspect. I don't like July. I have never liked July. I don't know why. It has never been a month that I've been comfortable in. My husband also gets very uncomfortable in July. Something traumatic happened with him many years ago. And I don't know that anything traumatic happened to me. I just know July's never been my favorite month. So it kind of started out Um, exchange energy and choose the energy you want. Yes, I mean, energy can't be destroyed or created, but we can shift it. It can be transformed. And again, we can do it for ourselves. Sometimes it does take help from others to get us to a place of sometimes acknowledging or understanding what is there, and other times releasing what is there. And so, um, oh, the 7-7 portal. Now would be a great time to really bring in your spiritual team, because it is easier for us to connect, to understand, to get the guidance that is available to us on this incredibly beautiful day, if we choose to see it like that. And it is beautiful here. And it's not going to be horribly hot. It's going to be a beautiful summer day. Maybe instead of swimming the dogs along the river, I will go up to the reservoir and do some swimming there where I can swim as well, because that is always a healing thing. Oh, lots of Leos. I have lots of Leos, but mine are in August, Bert. Mayanna says, I'm restructuring my entire home. Yesterday was crafts and arts. Today is office. We are moving in to the basement and renting out the house upstairs as a way to increase income. Very good, Mayanna. I've thought of that. That's my husband would never allow that to happen. But I also know I will likely be here after he goes. And I've thought of doing that, renting up my upstairs, which would be a very sufficient 1-bedroom apartment with a few modifications, as a way to not have so much to take care of and bring in extra money as well. There's a couple I haven't read. Diane says, yes, I am turning down things people invite me to do because I have felt my home needs me and I need to declutter it so my energy will be more balanced. Yeah. And Bert says, my family has 3 July birthdays. Thank you all for chiming in this morning. Thank you for your loving support here and moving forward as we support one another through these times that can be less than joyful coming up. Replying to Mayanna, I rented out my basement, so we'll pray you have a much better time than I had. I will see the perfect person. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.